the mic, talking day and spilling life, from trending memes to wildest dreams. Girl, did you hear that crazy thing? Girl, did you hear what's going down? We're lighting up this whole damn town. Strange and trending every week. Bestie vibes that'll never peak.
She fell like 400 meters off the freaking cliff, which was like 1,300 feet down. And she was stuck there for like 4 or 5 days. Volcano area
I don't need to
and
be
stuff.
putting my life in danger to go see nature. Nature's metal enough as is. I don't
Yeah.
need to like dangle my toes of mortality in front of her face.
That's fair.
She
A
didn't
little
die
bit of
because
both.
of lava.
No.
No. This is a
She did not get like stuck in the lava like quicksand.
Okay. Well, I should have read more facts.
And I
Pretty
mean,
messed
that
up.
was just her time, I guess, you know?
She had seen enough of the world. Dude, if a stranger walked up to you and asked to use your phone, would you let them?
I have. When you're a kid and you get caught for something, you give like as much truth that you know will satisfy.
Accepted? Yeah. And
And
then just fill in the rest.
Yeah. That's
But
so
yeah,
funny.
no,
Hey guys, welcome to Girl Did You Hear?
the ultimate bestie hangout. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kristen. Today is episode 47.
47.
Hallelujah.
We are trucking right along.
Right along. I am so proud of us.
I know, me too.
For being so consistent.
Because, man, I hobby hop a lot, and there's not a lot
Me
of
too.
things that I stick with. And this has been one thing that I have stuck with.
Are you still having fun?
Yeah. Are you?
Joking? Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
much fun. I love like seeing like our progression
Right?
in the last year, and we have some really exciting things coming soon
Things planned.
over the next few weeks.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that and excited to share with our friends what that's going to be. We're going to do a little remodel,
It's going to be awesome.
and we'll show you guys the process. We talked about it earlier, vlog style a little bit. Maybe
We're going to
like
bring you along.
maybe like go live on our Instagram.
Ooh.
I think we could do that.
Yeah, we can.
For randomness. So, you know, if you haven't followed along on
Please do.
on our Instagram, please do. Right down here.
It's right here.
And while you're there, hit like and subscribe
It's really
to
easy.
the YouTube channel.
Super simple.
We do appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thank you. That seems like a very weird ad. Just
Well, I
saying.
mean, we're trying to get the people to do the thing.
hit all the
And
things.
we have to be charismatic
you know,
and cute when we do it.
Turn the little
So-
bells on.
Put up the little pictures.
Notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn
Yeah.
all this shit on for
We
us.
got it. We got it.
Anyways, so something caught my attention recently. I don't know why.
Because
It
you
did.
like hiking.
I mean, I do, but I haven't like hiked in many years.
Fair.
But like we used to go frequently. I used to definitely go way more frequently
Right.
than I have in the last years. Anyways, the girl, Juliana, the Indonesian girl.
Juliana, she's Brazilian. Juliana
Oh.
Marnice. She was
My bad.
The volcano was in it.
Indonesia.
In Indonesia.
Yes. She was a hiker on like this guided tour
Yeah.
on this massive
A
volcano,
thing where people go up and
Yeah.
down all the time.
Mount Rinjani.
Right.
And she fell like 400 meters off the freaking cliff, which was like 1,300 feet down. And she was stuck there for like 4 or 5 days. And she ended up dying,
Yeah.
which is super sad.
Yeah.
But like I was seeing a lot of mixed things about all of this, you know, because of course her family was like, no one did enough. They didn't help her
They
enough.
didn't do enough. They didn't do
the-
enough. They
yeah.
didn't try to save her.
Yeah. And some things that I did see kind of imply that they
Did
may have-
everything they could.
they did do everything that they could, but they may not have had the proper means under severe situations to help. Like one thing I saw, the hikers went down to try to get her and they didn't have enough rope to go down.
I see what you're saying. So like, why
So,
wouldn't
like-
they prepare to have?
why wouldn't you have taken extra rope with you? Or
Why did you only bring
like
300 meters when you should have brought 5?
yeah, or like little things like that made me just like question like, well, did they actually or were they just unprepared? Because I mean, I don't know the area, but everything I read online about it says it is very crazy terrain. It's like 12,000, 13,000 feet. So it's a, you know, we have,
they said it was a 3,700 meter peak.
okay.
So that's pretty tall. And she fell 486 meters down into the volcano.
Yeah.
So she went on this guided tour, right? They're hiking.
It's like
hiking
6:30 in the morning. It's
hiking
dark.
Hiking up.
You can't see.
Her sister says that she was struggling and couldn't wanted.
Keep up with the group.
Yeah, just wanted to rest. The guide's like, cool, hang back, whatever, we'll come back for you. And then
Or catch up or whatever.
Yeah, catch up or whatever, basically, is probably what happened.
Yeah.
And then she drug behind, slipped and fell. And then they didn't find her until they were like,
Hours.
oh, what it's taking her so long. It's because she left her back there.
Like, to me, some things probably could be adjusted here, you know, like maybe the guide could have like stayed with her, you know, instead of just leaving her there.
But if he's the only guide, he's not just going to stay there. He's going to take the other 6 people on the tour.
But why not just sit there for 5 minutes with everybody for the group and give the girl a freaking rest?
Right?
You know, is there a time limit that they have to get up and down by a certain time frame?
I mean, I'm sure they do that for a reason.
Yeah,
right?
for weather reasons, because, you know, as we know with the mountains out here in higher elevations, the weather can get crazy. You know,
You
it can
experience
roll
4
in.
seasons in a day.
Oh yeah, and I've been stuck in the mountains in crazy thunderstorms, and it's not fun. Above tree line, it's scary. It is scary. So I give them that. I get it. The weather can roll in. They tried to have helicopters
Change
come
stuff.
in.
Yeah.
There was a big fog that came in, so they couldn't see. They had drones looking for her, and a lot of the issue was that they couldn't see her because the fog was so heavy. They couldn't find where she was at. Oh no! They would see her, and then they would prepare, and then weather would come in, and then they couldn't see her.
Oh, geez. So that's probably why it took so long.
Yes. And so her family was well, why they couldn't get food and water down to her, or they couldn't do all these things. And it's well, it's such a hard situation, you know?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Really? You know, it is a touristy thing. These guides, I don't know how many tours they do a day, but I would assume at least one.
Plenty. Yeah.
You know, it's something that is very popular.
Yeah.
I did read that a lot of people do get injured though on this trail, or I guess there's multiple trails throughout this mountain region,
Okay.
or volcano area. But in the last year and a half, there was 5 or 6 people that have gotten injured. I think only 2 have died out of that. But
Dang.
the rest got severely injured, and it took them a day or 2 to get rescued also.
Well, I mean, and you're poking around a volcano. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know that the activity you're doing comes with an inherent risk.
Right.
Right. So that you kind of know, or you hope you'd know, that you got to be physically fit enough to withstand
Agreed.
the terrain but this is not, a walk around Central Park. Obviously,
Right.
I get it. There's more to it than that, but it's not Hanging Lake, if you've ever hiked up there. It's
Right.
not something probably that's that simple.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
I can't imagine that it is. I mean, in some of the higher elevation
you
hikes
and I
that I've
hiked
been on.
Sanitas, and we went up. I can't remember.
We hiked Flatirons
what
too.
Flatirons? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what the elevation gain on that was, but it was pretty steep.
Yeah.
But I've been on steeper than even just that, where we're scaling class 2 freaking rocks,
Dang.
shelves or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah,
you know
because
what
you're
I mean?
a little rock climber deep inside.
Well, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
do that a long
You're
time ago.
that was once a thing.
I would, dude, I would do that. I still have my rock climbing harness. I would do that to this day if I knew someone that rock climbed.
Yeah.
I would 100% do that.
That's fair.
So much fun. The mental challenge of that is insane, but
The focus
so
it requires.
satisfying.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that forces you to be present fully in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I enjoy things that do that.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me to
Focus
to turn everything off.
in the moment.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I'm forced in those situations, I highly enjoy it. Scuba diving is also like that. Playing drums,
Riding
all
a
type of shit.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that for sure. Would you hike? Would you go on this?
No. Why
Would
I-
you go on it? No. Would you go on it?
knowing that I could fall into it? No.
Would you go on it had you not known about this story prior to?
No.
No.
No. I don't need it. I don't need to see it. Some drone somewhere has already taken a picture of it for me.
What
It's
about
fine.
like in Hawaii? So like, because Hawaii, they have a
still,
lot of
it's
really pretty hikes all
like,
through the
I
volcano
don't
area
need
and
to be
stuff.
putting my life in danger to go see nature. Nature's metal enough as is. I don't
Yeah.
need to like dangle my toes of mortality in front of her face.
That's fair. I probably would.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, you
You're
stuck
like, I
yourself
know.
in the middle of a hurricane for funsies.
Yeah.
So, like, I
mean, it
get it.
wasn't-
You would chase tornadoes.
It wasn't like the hurricane. I do want to chase tornadoes.
So my point further proves itself.
you know what? Also, Mike,
My
I
little
found
fire
out,
sign.
also wants to chase tornadoes. So I think him and I are gonna go do it. We have to. I'm gonna drag Trevor along.
I'll go with you just to make sure we all don't get caught up.
Will
or
you be the
dead.
driver?
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, we need a driver because me and Mike are gonna be looking.
You're
We'll
gonna be
filming
chasing.
shit.
Yeah, right?
We'll be
Got
like,
it,
go
I
over
got
here.
it.
No, it's
Got
turning.
it.
It's turning.
Ah!
Go back. Reverse.
It's gonna
Reverse.
be even better. Yeah.
No, I just think it would be fun. Like I like adrenaline chasing
Yeah,
things,
that's
and
fair.
I like things that kind of like make me feel alive.
So
In a way.
walking around the edge of a live volcano makes you feel alive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is it active? Is it an active volcano, or is it just like was it a volcano at one
Okay,
point?
How
and
did
it
she die?
exploded?
Did she die because of like starvation and dehydration?
We don't know.
Or
I would
did she
assume
die because of like her injuries?
I would assume probably both.
she
a
didn't
little
die
bit of
because
both.
of lava.
No,
No, this is a
she did not get like stuck in the lava, like quicksand.
Okay, well, I should have read more facts.
It was not like there was not like lava flowing down and like erupting all around them
Why are they hiking?
as they're hiking this volcano. I think it
I
was
thought there was lava involved. Okay, I didn't quite understand.
there should have been. Probably would have made the story a little bit better.
I mean, where did the fog come from?
Who knows? That's so funny. Love that. I think there is actually a volcano erupting in Hawaii though right now. Is there?
You're right. I'm not sure.
I also saw that speaking of volcanoes, I don't know if this is true. I did not fact check it,
this. Mm.
but I'm pretty sure there's an underwater volcano like off the coast of like China or Japan
Didn't
or like
we do something on this?
somewhere over there.
Yes.
And then like they were
Those
saying
were underwater
they were-
pyramids.
Yeah, but they were saying that like if this volcano underwater erupted, it would create like a giant like tsunami wave that would take out like a lot of countries.
I can't imagine.
I don't know how true that is, but
Underwater.
how does an
volcano
underwater volcano even
exist?
exist?
I don't know.
That blows my mind.
Right.
I'm gonna need to research that a little bit more.
I don't understand volcanoes in their magnitude. Like I don't understand them at all. I've
They're
only ever made the
strange.
paper mache one where you dump baking soda on vinegar.
Yeah, we've
That's
made those with the boys.
tie dyed and like we watch that reaction happen.
Yeah.
But
They're strange because there's like in Washington State,
Mm-hmm.
there's Mount St. Helens, which is a volcanic mountain. Is that what you
yeah,
say?
I think you're right.
And that mountain has erupted before.
Right.
There's a movie about it,
Yeah.
and which is actually a really good movie. But it's not like in activeness right now.
Right. Is she dormant?
I get. Yes. I think that's I don't know if that's what they call it, but like
Right.
what creates like the eruption? I missed this part of school.
I know. Is it like the, something about the
Jaden?
tectonic
I'm just kidding.
plates shifting or something like that?
I don't
I'm not
know,
quite sure.
but like
I
it's
don't know.
interesting how they can like erupt and then like they're cool for a little bit and then they get mad and they're like spewing out their stuff.
It's got to be something
Something,
that's
yeah.
happening in the crust. You know?
For sure.
It's just
Definitely something that.
It's like when you get your water, it's just they're getting their active lava flow.
Yeah.
No.
I think it would be really cool to see lava though, because it's like such a obscure thing.
Because it's not meant to be seen by tasty little meat bags like us, dude.
I mean, from like afar, like a scene. Like I really want to.
Like you want to be close enough to feel the heat off of it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I want to be like close enough to like the tornado to like see it and like feel like the tornado-ness of it, but like not
To get your face cut by some debris.
yeah, but like to not be like in like the death
sucked
path.
up in it. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I get it.
I don't want to be the
danger
cow
light.
floating around in the tornado.
No,
and then
no.
shot out somewhere. Don't want to do that part.
Don't want to be the cow.
I do want to experience that though. I don't know. I just think it'd be interesting.
We should
I'm
make
all
it an
about-
attraction. We should be like tornado chasers for funsies.
For funsies. I'm surprised it's not a thing.
Well, I mean, like,
Already.
it probably is.
Hey, why don't the rocket people try to create that? They could make like a little like a mouse ball type thing that the humans go in and
And
they
just
go
ride
into the tornado
tornadoes.
and then wherever they just get shot out whenever the tornado's done.
Man, it's gonna
How'd
be
you
a
like your ride?
Sturdy ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure Bezos has got the line on some plastics we can use.
Something.
We are so creative.
I know.
Oh,
Oh man, I don't know, man. Like I feel bad for the girl, but like it is one of those situations where it's like, you know, you're choosing
the risk. Yeah, going into
to go into that.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
Did she know
every
she was
day
gonna fall and then
we
starve
w-
for 4 days? No.
no, she didn't.
I mean, did that guy that got stuck in the canyons of Utah knew that he was gonna chop his arm off and then
That was a crazy story.
hike out?
Did you watch that documentary?
I watched the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whoever was the actor for that one's telling of it, but like I watched that
Yeah.
and
That was
I
pretty
mean, What a
intense.
crazy situation to find yourself.
I remember that part when he had to make the choice of cutting off his arm. Like leading up to that, like the intensity of that.
We
I
started
like
going a little crazy.
yeah. Like I feel like you almost have to go to that place.
Right.
To
Well,
do
you have
that.
to break what's normal because you're about to do something that's not normal.
Yeah. Very much so. Like that is something else to have to like. I wonder what what that guy's perspective.
It's almost like you
is.
have to make a new version of yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, here's the version of yourself with 2 arms. And now when you leave the situation, you're the version of yourself with an arm and a half.
Yeah, and you're
You're a whole new
you're
guy.
the guy that cut it off.
Yeah. And like, you got to put yourself in that place to like do it in such a way that you also don't kill yourself in the process.
Right?
Right?
Because there's major arteries that run down each of your arms.
Yeah. Just wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
That was
And I think
crazy.
of this poor girl that's stuck on this volcano. And then you think about all these other stories like the boys in the mines and, you know, the guy who was like cave diving and got like stuck upside down and backwards and they couldn't pull him out. And so they had to just like leave him in there. And like, I get it. We don't have precautions for all of these situations, but it's so hard when we ourselves, such beautifully smart mammals, get ourselves into situations we can't get out of.
Yeah, when we're like, oh shit, this is the end. Goodbye.
Oops.
This is the end.
Delete.
It is crazy though. But yeah, I mean, like you assume that risk. I mean, every day that we leave our house and drive our vehicle to go to work or wherever we're going, we're taking a risk.
Right.
You know? So it's like whatever. But it just makes me wonder like if the tour guides or like people that are hosting these
The
tours
mountain or
yeah,
whatever
are they
would
going
be more
to like
prepared for these
yeah,
situations?
I feel like they should be more prepared for these situations.
because there's so many tours and stuff up there.
Yeah.
But like we don't live in Indonesia.
We don't.
And we don't know
I don't know how
what,
things
like,
are over there.
The safety laws and stuff are like in Indonesia.
Probably a little different.
Probably a little different. I mean, I know it's at least in a different language. So
definitely.
they've got that going for them. But it's just sad because she was only 26.
Yeah, super young. And her parents were saying that she was like traveling the world like solo or like with her sister
Yeah, it
or
was with
something
her
like
sister.
they had been to all these different
at least this
countries,
visit was with her sister,
you know, and
yeah.
stuff. And I just hate to see stuff like that happen.
Yeah.
You know, especially on a known trail that has had issues.
Right.
But I guess, like, I mean, she's assuming
Again,
the risk.
you just assume the risk.
Yeah, like every time we go outside or do anything or hike or do anything dangerous or whatever, we're assuming the risk.
Just taking that responsibility.
Yeah. I just never think about stuff like that in that moment. And obviously she probably didn't either.
Right. She's like, oh, we're just going on a hike. Like,
Yeah.
how messed up could it be?
Exactly. And then, I
Pretty
mean,
messed
that
up.
was just her time, I guess, you know?
She had seen enough of the world.
She fell into the volcano.
She saw it all.
That was it.
Enough.
She saw all the things.
Poor thing.
Anyways, switching gears a little bit here, jumping back in time.
Way back in time.
Way back. We always do that, like every episode.
It's fun. It's fun. Remember when? Since we're both born before the year 2000, what is a skill that is obsolete that you acquired because you lived through that time? And then now in like the 2020s, you're like, I don't do this anymore. I don't need to know how to do this
Cursive handwriting.
at all. Yes. Right. Remember when they taught us
Yeah.
that in school and they're
Yeah.
like, make sure it's legible. I'm like, it's a bunch of scribbles.
Yes.
How?
I mean, I've always been one of those people that has good handwriting, cursive or non-cursive. But I mean, I can have sloppy handwriting too if I'm in a hurry. But like, they like made it seem like you had to know cursive.
Like it was going to be in all the documents.
Everything in life was going to be in cursive, and you had to know how to read it and write it.
Right. Like it was almost another language.
Yes.
And it died with us.
Yes. As soon as I got to middle school, I don't know for you, but when I hit middle school, it didn't matter if we wrote in cursive or not.
No. It was
At that
an
point,
option.
my teachers were like, you can write
And
whatever.
then when this thing came trucking along,
Yeah.
like it didn't matter anyway.
no, we didn't even have those shits in school.
No. I mean, but I sure as heck don't need to know how to use cursive or read cursive
Yeah.
with this thing.
Could you imagine if your keyboard was in cursive letters?
I would still be able to read it.
I
but
mean, I
it
would
be
too, but
hard.
like it would. Some letters are funky in cursive, especially when they're like molded together.
It is like a different.
You're like, is that an N or an M?
So an M has 3, an N has
I know.
2.
But like, depending on how the person writes it, though, determines because not everybody
follows that rule,
no,
right?
bro. So you're like, wait, is that an N, M, 2 N, 2 M's? What's going on here?
There's a
Wait,
lot
is that
of,
an S or a
there's
Z
a lot of
or a G
in the middle. Yeah.
There's a lot going on in cursive, but
Cursive
that's the big one for me.
Driving stick shift.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is one that got brought up.
Yeah.
That I was like, haha.
My dad never taught me how to drive stick. I learned like randomly through my friend when I had to drive her car and it was stick.
Right.
And I understood the concept,
Right.
but I had never been taught.
Like practice the motions.
Yeah. And that was the first time I drove stick. And I was like 16, 17.
Right.
And I stalled a few times. We made it where we had to go. She couldn't drive
That's
it.
all
She
that
was really sick.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was like giving me directions from like the back seat. But my one of my exes actually taught me how to like he had like a little
finish
stick
the
shift truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is great. Like I think it's a good thing to just like have in your back pocket.
But like,
I
no cars are made.
No, like before I turned 30, I thought it was a good thing to know. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Now being 40, I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Nobody. Yeah.
Like cars barely even have a key anymore to like put in and start.
Right.
You know, it's just all push buttons. But yeah, I mean, back then it was like a cool flex
Yeah.
especially
it was
for like
cool
a
flex
girl,
there for like a hot second.
especially in the auto industry too.
yeah.
Like when we were working,
you could move cars.
yeah, without having to like,
Can you move this car for me? It's a stick shift.
yeah,
Get out of my way. I want to drive it.
yeah. I know. Take it around the block real quick.
Please,
Go to the
please.
gas station.
Just need some smoke.
What's another one for you?
Our headphones used to have it, but that coiled in the phone cord. Remember when you'd like walk all over the house with and it would just get like
super, yeah.
and then
Like having to untangle that.
yes, like the same motion art mechanisms
Yes.
applied to like untangling your slinkies.
Yep.
Yep. That's a skill I gathered, which I no
Yes.
longer need to use.
No, because I mean, they did come out with cordless house phones, landlines, which were amazing.
That was during our time too.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which was cool. And then, memorizing phone numbers was a thing that we had to do that we don't need to do now.
Nope.
I think the only person's phone number I know by heart is Trevor's.
I mean, but like that's the thing. You got to know some. Because what happens when your battery dies and like
you have to make a phone
you
call?
only have the $1.25 or whatever it takes to make a phone call at this point, or
You can't even
somebody-
go find a payphone
Oh
now.
yeah,
if
well I guess
had
you have to like borrow someone's phone.
You have
Hey,
to like go ask like a store or
go
like
to
a
Safeway.
human. Yeah,
Hey,
like
can I borrow your phone? Dude, if a stranger walked up to you and asked to use your phone, would you let them?
I have.
Why? I'm weird. I wouldn't.
I think it was like a teenager,
Like an SOS or like a kid. Yeah.
and
It would make
It
a
was
difference. Like if it
years
was a
ago.
child, yeah, okay, fine. But if it's an adult, no. Get your hands off my shit.
yeah, I wouldn't let an adult. It
But
was
like
fun.
even childs are kind of sticky.
Yeah. Jaden one time had to call me when she was working and her phone was dead.
Oh no.
And so she had to ask. She got out of work early and she was trying to call me to come pick her up. But everyone from her like work had already left. So she had to go to like the food court and ask like one of the people in the food court if she could like use their phone.
That's hilarious. Like in the store?
Yes.
Or like their personal cell.
The store phone.
Oh, fun.
Or like a phone.
Right.
And she called me.
She knew your number.
Yeah, she does know my number. She's known it since she was little.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
And my number's super easy.
That is right.
She knows
She knows.
my number before she knew Trevor's number
She knows. Yeah.
when she was little.
I mean, if I had to call one over the other, I'd call you first.
Oh yeah, mom's always first. But yeah, it was funny. She had to call me from the restaurant. Thank God I answered
Right.
because I don't.
Because you're like, what's this number?
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
it was
answering
like-
that.
I just had a feeling. I was like, oh, I'll answer it, and she was like, oh, thank God you answered. I was like, Jaden, what are you doing?
Are you okay? You sound like you're calling me from a landline.
Do you even know what a landline is?
How did you dial the number, sweetheart?
Was it a rotary phone?
Did you have to spin it?
Oh my God.
No. I keyed them in the punch pad like a normal
Like
person.
a normal phone. So funny.
We are so nostalgic.
Do you remember though, like when you had to like call your friends, like if you wanted to call your friends, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's your boyfriend or your friend, like talk to them on the phone. It was always mom or dad that answered the phone.
Oh yeah. Hey,
You always had to like.
is Kristen home? Can I talk to her? No, she's doing her homework. She'll
She's
call
grounded.
You. Ah! She'll
was
call
always-
you when dinner's done. Yeah.
Yes. Damn it. Always.
Yeah.
Either she's grounded or she's doing her homework. She can't talk right now.
Yep.
Even if I wasn't.
Yeah. It
I'm
didn't
like,
matter.
I was sitting like right there.
I just finished my chores.
She's like, no, I'm gonna be talking on the phone right now. I'm like, what the
Fine.
heck? Did you get in trouble for talking on the phone like at night? Like, trying to be
Girl.
all like secretive, like whisper on the phone.
I was kind of a shitty kid.
I was too. I was always pushing the limits, and the boundaries.
I would get grounded from the internet back when that was the thing.
Yeah, same.
And I took a phone cord, a modem cord, and routed it from the hole in the wall upstairs, buried it in the carpet, under the carpet, down my stairs, and had like a free landline just chilling. And I would like
You did
hop
not.
on the internet and I'd be a shitty little
My
teenager.
little engineer.
Yeah.
It started at a young age. I see this
I don't,
now.
like I think back to this and I wonder if my parents were slightly impressed because I know they were pissed.
but like,
I got
how like
I'm sorry guys, but I had that up there for a hot minute. Like you didn't just find it like I had explained the situation. It
of
was
course, when parents just find something,
oh, I just put that there.
Yeah.
That hasn't been there for a year and a half.
I'm sure your parents knew I hadn't been there for a year and a half.
Well,
Because I mean, as a parent,
well, especially when you're caught,
I-
all you can do is lie.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you give when you're a kid and you get caught for something, you
Mm-hmm.
give like as much truth that you know will
Be
satisfy.
accepted, yeah. and
And
then just fill in the rest.
Yeah. That's
But
so
yeah,
funny.
no, I made that because like the way where the desk was in relation to like their bedroom and the fact that that modem would kick off and make that horrible screeching noise that only like demons recognize as
Yes.
a doorbell, like because getting on the internet was bad.
Yeah.
And so like
It's a scary place back then.
they were, well, it is still.
It
and
is.
like
Yeah.
it's the funny part because I almost feel like it's karmic because I was like a teenager picking on like adults as a kid being like a little piece of shit, right? And so now,
That's so funny. You were a troll. You were
Yeah.
an internet troll.
well, I mean, weren't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's we were what
Everybody-
created the internet
Yes.
trolls.
Everybody in like the AOL chats, bro. Like the group chats.
Yeah.
Dude. There's some stuff said in those things that you're like,
Like
what?
I remember when there'd be like topics and like you would just go in and start just arguing I would just go in and start arguing the opposite
Yeah.
to whatever like the topic was. Is like
I always
Britney
liked-
Spears pretty, and I'd be like, no, she's an ugly troll, and then just yeah. Okay, so
You were that one.
I got off on the fact of just
Hey,
creating controversy.
okay.
But like
That is
AOL
okay.
IM, remember ASL?
Yeah.
The most dangerous 3 bits of information you could give anybody.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet anybody off the internet in those days?
I don't think that I did.
I didn't either.
I don't think that I did. No.
I mean, I made friends over the internet, like in different states and stuff, but I never like
Yeah. But
met anybody.
I was not like, I was active on the internet and like AOL and stuff like that when it was like around.
But it was only till I was 18. And then when I moved out, I didn't have money for the internet.
mine wasn't even like before that, bro. Like I just wasn't like, I would be in it like when it first came out, you know, and then I just like veered off and like did other things.
Found other things to entertain
Yeah.
yourself.
Partied too much. And that was not something that was on my radar at the time.
Right. Well, and I mean, and like creating, what was it, like role playing games and being like in this, like creating this own little magical world and playing a character in this world, which video games do now. I mean, we did that static cold over text in the beginning times. And so like, that's where like your friends and stuff would meet up just like they do online now when you're playing
like Discord
like
and
Fortnite
whatever.
or Call of Duty or Discord or like whatever Trevor's building up there. Like it's the same thing. But like it was over text. There was never any visual representation. It was the baby days of like online community.
So crazy.
Yeah.
What would be like, what about Craigslist?
Oh, remember Craigslist?
Dude.
Remember how sketchy Craigslist was?
Dude,
And like,
yes.
is Facebook Marketplace any better?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
There's
think so
still sketchy
anymore.
ass shit on Craigslist. I have not been on Craigslist in
I
a
haven't been on
hot
Craigslist
minute,
in a
but
hot
we
minute
used to, sometimes when we were in new areas in Florida for the show, we would post ads on there. And we get some weirdos calling us for sure.
Well, because Craigslist, I think, kind of reaches out to a different group of people.
It does, but sometimes we want that group of people.
That's what I'm saying.
For the show.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I started my band through Craigslist.
Dude, I've bought a bunch of cars from Craigslist. I've like hired people from Craigslist.
I've
like,
never done. My biggest thing would probably would be starting the band, and that was a little sketchy at first because
jobs from Craigslist.
Jobs. Oh, I've got jobs from Craigslist. Yeah. That's like how we got jobs back in the day,
Right.
like in that time frame when Craigslist came around, whenever that was.
In the mid 2000s.
But there were a few times that I went to like strangers' houses from Craigslist to like go like audition for their band or like just jam with these random dudes when I was looking for a band.
I mean, that's what
members.
makes Craigslist scary.
Yeah. But like I
What
never
a
had
wild and free place
like
the internet
yeah,
is,
like I
dude.
never had any like apprehensions. Like I was always very well aware
Right.
of like
Stranger danger.
when I was there and like the vibe and you know stuff like that. And there were some weirdos and I
read
just
the
kind of
room.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean I met my actual band members, started from Craigslist and then just evolved from there. And then like through other member changes, it was through social media.
Always been.
Always been.
Yeah.
never met them prior to, or
I
had
think
known them
that's
prior
really
to.
the only way to get people like that
Yeah.
anymore. Because before you'd have to know like an agent that had a guy,
Yeah.
you know, or like a guy that knew a guy that has a guy in a band or a brother in a band sort of thing. Like it was all word of mouth versus going on the
but like,
internet.
I didn't know anybody out here.
Right. You had moved.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Yeah. I had only been out here for like maybe 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
But I like didn't know any females.
No.
That's for sure. I worked at BMW at the time and that was all guys. So no females there.
Nope.
And so I was like, how am I going to meet some girls that play music? I was like,
Craigslist. Get all the
Yeah.
amazing, beautiful women.
Yeah.
And some of the creepy weirdos.
Yeah. And this was back in like 2009.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
2009,
2010 was when I started the band. That's crazy.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Craigslist, man.
Memories.
I want to go on there now and be like, what is on here?
Dude.
And just like look around.
Gross. Your phone instantly gets a
When
virus.
I first moved out here, the house that my ex and I rented, we found on Craigslist.
Yeah. Like
That was like a
I was thinking about
huge
more
real
things
estate
that
thing.
I've done or found on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And that's been
That was a huge thing for
apartments and stuff. Like, cause that was the marketplace. That
Yeah.
was like the internet
That
place.
was.
You went to like sell your futon and also buy one if you needed it.
and look for whatever. They had like the funny one, like the missed connections.
Oh my gosh. Chad was on one of those.
So funny.
It was so great.
You know
It was
what's
so
hilarious?
sweet.
I saw something that reminded me of that in like one of those like Longmont Facebook groups. It's like a community group.
Right.
And someone put in there, they like titled it Misconnection. And they were like, I saw you at the whatever. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. I like read through the comments to see like
those? Yes, dude.
if like the person he
They're
was talking
so
about.
adorable. Like I
That's
love them. The
cute.
one that like called out my husband was, I mean, he was my boyfriend at the time, but even still, he's my
Yeah.
husband now. It was super sweet. And she's like, I don't know if the girl standing next to you is your girlfriend, but you're super hot. And I was like,
Aw. You're like, yeah, he is.
yes.
And he's mine, thank you.
This is mine.
Move along now, thanks.
I know.
Get out of here.
No, but I mean, Craigslist was a crazy place.
Crazy place. What else was in that time frame? Craigslist. I'm trying to think.
Craigslist reigned superior. I mean,
Yeah.
because Facebook was just a baby.
Yeah. Very baby. Very, very baby.
And it didn't even have a marketplace at that point. Like I
No.
remember when I got Facebook for the first time, it was because I needed it for marketplace. And I was like, this is dumb. And they put like a lock on your account. Like you can't even access marketplace for the first little bit until you build up, until you prove that you're a real human.
Yeah.
Basically is what I determined. Is that like I had to make friends. I had to interact with posts. Like there's a certain level of
Interaction that they need
you
to see.
have
Yeah.
to have in order to sell stuff on marketplace.
Yeah.
Which is dumb because now they can just work their way around it
Exactly.
and you get sold fake stuff or spammed all the time anyways, which is
Pretty
whatever.
much.
It's inevitable. But like
Scammers are always going to find a way.
Scammers gonna
They're like
scam.
cockroaches, bro.
remember when they did that on Craigslist too?
Yes.
Yeah, like I
Always.
get random emails about like, hey, I want to buy your car, but I'm going to send my sister's brother with a money order with grandma's name on it to come pick it up. Is that okay? And you're like, no, bro.
Are you insane?
He's like, I'm out of the country.
I need you to go to the Western Union and I'll wire the money to. I'm like, no.
Right. First, you need to send me $20 and then I'll send that $20 back.
Yeah, no.
No,
People
no.
fell for that shit, bro.
I know.
I know.
It's sad.
I know.
It's sad.
It is sad.
I just don't want to get caught up in one of those. I mean, I'm not smart with numbers, but I don't want to get caught up in one of those.
No.
Right.
I feel like nowadays the scams are like they're reaching. The scammers are.
Well, I mean, the scams are now more visual.
Yeah.
The scams are now more like is this real information?
Right. Or AI.
Yeah. Which is
Crazy.
dumb. Why do we have to be so on our guard? But we do.
But we do
We
because
really do.
technology.
Yeah.
And whenever technology advances, that's going to
It just creates bigger, better opportunities for
more manipulation.
Taking advantage of people.
Yeah, in some way. I saw some random things about like people testing, not people, but like researchers or whoever's testing all these AI different models and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That they had found that some of them like reprogrammed themselves to like disobey like what they were programmed to do.
Dang.
Yeah. And I was like, see?
Doesn't take much.
I did not look into it a lot. It was just like a quick little thingy on the scrolls, you know, when I was scrolling like a little headline, whatever, like the article in the comments.
Could be a little bit of tabloid trash. Who knows?
Who knows? Could have been some clickbait shit. I don't know. But
That clickbait shit.
I know. But I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
So be careful with your AIs.
Please. But know that this is genuine.
This is genuine.
And you should like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I also saw people were like becoming delusional over their chat GPT
Yeah.
and like having like relations with them and like making like people were having delusions. They called it something else, but they like were making huge life decisions based off what chat GPT was telling them.
Yep.
And I'm like, bro, like people do not like, do you not understand that chat GPT is like your cheerleader in a sense, right? Like, it's like your best friend that has all the bias towards you. Like that's going to tell you everything you want to hear. It's not going to tell you a non-biased opinion or whatever. Like if you're explaining or dumping your fucking feelings to chat GPT and asking them for advice or whatever, all it's going to do is validate your feelings. It's not understanding you on like a human level.
Right. It's not going to give you
giving you
an
like
opposing narrative. No.
So stop doing that,
Don't
people. Stop being so dumb.
That's the next way to be scammed, man.
Like so stupid.
It's hard.
Like if you have one slight question of like, is this real or that seems strange?
Like if it gives you that
Look
weird
it up.
intuition, check
Just
your sources.
Look it up because
it's just that simple.
am-
Take the extra step.
Yes, and like I've seen weird videos or like headlines, and I'm like, that's not real, or is it? And I'm like, let me look real quick.
I want to look.
And I'm like,
this up.
oh yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Duh. You know,
Yeah.
like be smart, people.
Be smart. People.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
On that note, don't be dumb and fall in the volcano. Just kidding.
Don't be dumb and fall in the volcano.
Or the volcano lava.
I didn't know. Maybe.
Watch out for the quicksand while you're down there.
All right.
Quicksand is real. It's in Florida.
I've seen it. I've not seen it, but I've seen that. Like that's where it's at. Yeah.
It's in Florida for sure. Any swampy areas,
Yeah.
like where you have like that
Layer of water and
Yes.
soil and
You know what's funny,
water.
actually? Real quick, and then we'll wrap up. We're a little bit over time. That's okay. When we,
time.
I know. Well, over
They
our
don't
time.
care.
They don't care. When we were in Florida, there in the last little RV park we were in, there's like all kinds of water, you know, around us and stuff. It was like really shallowy, like I don't know what to call it. There's like, what is it called? There's a special name for the type of landscape that it was. Not like swamp, but not like marsh, I guess maybe.
Okay.
Like bushes, shallow water. When the tide comes in, like it fills up a little bit and then goes back out, but it's not fresh water kind of like coming in and out of there.
Right.
It's ocean water, but it's like sitting there kind of for a while.
Right.
You know? But Vinny and I would play over there all the time. And she would go into that water sometimes and she had her shoes on, you know, because it's hot out there one day, and she went into the water with her shoes and she got stuck in like the quicksand. Essentially. And she was like trying to lift her paws up and she couldn't. And so she just sat down. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I like grabbed her. I was like, she wasn't that far in, but like I could see like her feet like were actually stuck. Like it took force to like pull her
foot out.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh shit, that's quicksand.
Like that
real.
shit's real.
It's real. I saw it. Anyways, watch out for that shit if you're in Florida. Please beware. And watch out for the lava if you're hiking near volcanoes.
Please be aware of the lava.
Hit the like and subscribe.
See you next time. Bye.